Hey there, I'm Dr. Katie, a clinical psychologist and certified Gottman couples therapist. In this video, I'm excited to share with you the secret to maintaining intimacy in your relationship. 5 key steps to effective repair. Honestly, I believe this is one of the most critical skills that any couple can learn, and it's absolutely essential to creating a long-term connection and intimacy. So if you want to ensure that both you and your partner feel good after conflict and that your relationship thrives in the long run, make sure you watch until the end, where I'll explain exactly how to maintain intimacy using the 5 key steps to effective repair. And if you're keen to learn more relationship tips from a clinical psychologist, hit the subscribe button now. So let's talk about what a rupture is in a relationship. This term essentially describes a feeling of disconnection you may experience in your relationship. A rupture can happen due to poor communication, missed opportunities for connection, or not prioritizing the relationship. For instance, a rupture might occur because of poor communication. Perhaps in the heat of the moment, you said something you later regretted. Or it could be that one of the 4 horsemen has crept into your relationship. If you're unfamiliar with the 4 horsemen, you can learn more about how to manage them in your relationship in one of my other videos. I'll pop the link in the comments below. Another reason for a rupture could be missing your partner's bid for connection. Your partner initiates intimacy, but you accidentally misread the cue, leaving them feeling rejected. Lastly, it may be that you simply haven't invested enough time in your relationship, leading to gradual disconnection. If you take a moment to reflect, I'm sure that you'll be able to recall a moment of rupture in your own relationship. It may be that feeling of disconnection or a sense that something isn't just quite right. The thing is that ruptures are somewhat inevitable, but the key to the long-term stability of your relationship is being able to make effective repairs whenever you experience a rupture in your relationship. But in my years of couples therapy, the thing that I've noticed is that many couples struggle to know how to make an effective repair. They move past the conflict, but they don't repair the relationship. Let me explain. Imagine that you and your partner had an argument. You were both upset and maybe you're a bit critical in your communication. You didn't mean to be. You were feeling really unsupported and alone, and you got caught in reactive communication. Your partner didn't communicate well either, responding with defensiveness. You both retreat after the argument. Initially, the tension is palpable. Eventually, the tension starts to dissipate and you slip back into those operational day-to-day conversations. But the thing is, the emotional disconnection lingers. On the surface, everything seems fine, but damage has been done. Over time, these interactions can erode trust and emotional safety, ultimately impacting your connection and intimacy. This is where a couples therapist like myself might see you years down the track in the therapy room. I don't want that to happen to you. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the 5 key steps to making effective repairs and maintaining emotional intimacy in your relationship. But first, I want to explain to you what's happening in your relationship from a psychological perspective so that you can appreciate the role of repairs in sustaining connection and intimacy. In attachment language, we view this as a rupture in your attachment bond. A secure base is the encouragement and support you provide your partner as they pursue their goals, while the safe haven is the comfort and reassurance you offer when they need it. For example, you might provide encouragement as your partner heads out to the first day of a new job, and you make sure you're available if they need to debrief at the end of the day. Your sensitivity and responsiveness to each other's needs sustains this attachment bond and maintains connection in your relationship. When your attachment bond is secure, you have this feeling of safety, this sense that everything will be okay. No matter what life throws at us, we will get through this together. However, when a rupture occurs, that sense of safety can be disrupted. After an argument or prolonged disconnection, you might start questioning the relationship. These thoughts could be conscious, like wondering, do they really know who I am? Or are they truly there for me when I need them most? Or it may be less conscious. You stop turning towards your partner. You no longer express your deeper feelings and needs. You stop turning towards your relationship and you start turning away from it. This behavior concerns me as a couples therapist because even though you may move forward in the relationship in the short term, the individual coping mechanisms that you develop may erode long-term connection, which is why your ability to make effective repairs is crucial to emotional intimacy in your relationship. You're reducing the duration of the repair and the period of time that you're left feeling unsafe and insecure about the relationship. So here are 5 key steps you need to understand to make an effective repair. Firstly, adopt a relationship culture of it's me and you versus the problem, not me versus you. Acknowledging this as a core relationship value helps remind you, especially in the heat of the moment, that your relationship is more important than any problem you face. Secondly, you don't need to say sorry to make a repair. I understand that people may have differing opinions on this one, but in my years of doing couples therapy, one of the things I've observed is that it can take some time to regulate your emotions enough to be able to hear and understand your partner's perspective in order to be able to make an effective apology. A disingenuous apology can do more harm than good, and waiting until you're ready to apologize to make a repair can leave your partner feeling abandoned and insecure. The other thing I've learned in sitting with hundreds of couples as they've experienced a rupture and made an effective repair is that making repairs supports emotion regulation. Meaning now that your nervous system is no longer hijacked, you're in a better place to hear and understand your partner, to reflect, and then be in a position to make a genuine apology. Thirdly, make a repair as soon as possible. Ideally, this should happen within hours of the rupture. The sooner, the better. Eventually, there will be times when you can make an effective repair as the rupture occurs or shortly after. But it's important to remember, if your nervous system is hijacked, if you're in that fight, flight, freeze mode, it's important to take the time to regulate first. If you want to learn the strategies for taking an effective break to regulate, I'll pop a link in the comments below. The key here is not to wait until you're ready to talk about the problem. This is about reestablishing security in your relationship and not feeling alone. Prioritizing the relationship over the problem. Next, you want to make sure you use the words or actions your partner needs. Tailor your approach to what works for your partner. This could be verbal affirmation, physical touch, or simply being present in the moment with them. In my experience, and I have done this hundreds of times in therapy, every single person is different in terms of what they need for an effective repair. I find the majority of people like some combination of physical touch, such as a hug or reaching out a hand, and some reassuring words, such as "we will get through this together." But some people do not want any physical touch, and others want physical touch first. Everyone is different. The words you need to hear are different. I have witnessed people saying the exact same thing, and one partner will experience that as incredibly comforting and reassuring, and another partner will experience that as dismissive and immediately become triggered. There are no right or wrong things to say in terms of making a repair. It's really about what lands well and what works well for your partner. It's essential that you talk to your partner about exactly what they need to hear and what they want to see from you in that moment. And lastly, check in. So once you start implementing repairs, it's really important to check in with your partner on how they're landing. In my experience with some couples, it may be very different what we theoretically think that we want to hear and how we feel when we receive that message in the moment. You or your partner may need something slightly different than what you originally thought. It's all the process of learning more about yourself and each other. By incorporating these 5 key steps to making effective repairs, you'll not only de-escalate conflict in the moment, but you'll also ensure that you're maintaining emotional connection over time. Effective repairs are essential for emotional safety and maintaining intimacy in your relationship. building a healthier and more resilient relationship over time. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and please share with anyone that you feel may benefit, because who doesn't want to feel more emotionally safe and connected in their relationship? And please let me know in the comments below if there is a topic that you would like me to cover here. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.